The overnight tweets you need to see from the president. He says about Fire and Fury, Michael Wolff is a total loser who made up stories in order to sell this really boring and untruthful book. He used sloppy Steve Bannon, who cried when he got fired and begged for his job. Now sloppy Steve has been dumped like a dog by almost everybody. Too bad.
Once again, a powerful tweet from the president taking on his former chief strategist. I don't really ever quote the New York Times if I can avoid it, especially Maggie Haberman, who's been in the tank for Hillary Clinton, I don't know, since she's been writing for the New York Times. But she wrote something or said something about this book that points out how off the mark and untrue this book is. Take a listen.
He creates a narrative that is notionally true, the conceptually true. The details are often wrong, and I can see several places in the book that are wrong. He gets basic details wrong. He has a history of telling people they're off the record and disregarding that.
Right. So when you've got the New York Times on CNN, it's like double fake news alert. But in this particular case, she's speaking the truth that no one wants to hear, which is this is a gossip hearsay book that is meant to take down this administration, palace intrigue that everyone wants to talk about, as opposed to the accomplishments of this administration, when in actuality, it's terrible reporting based on a lot of things that are just not true.
And CBS's John Dickerson had said a while ago that the media is ruining their own reputation. And I think that is true. And I think the coverage of this book really underscores that point. And the problem is there's no concern for facts anymore. The facts don't matter. As long as something proves a narrative that the media wants to believe, whether it's sexism, racism, whether it's Russian collusion, now President Trump is mentally unfit, whatever the issue is, as long as it proves a narrative that is a negative for President Trump, the media goes along with it. And we've seen that with ABC, Brian Ross's report that was so categorically untrue. You had CNN not too long ago, right after that, messing up a major date, which, would mean something entirely different for the report. It didn't matter to them, though. They ran with the story because they wanted to believe the narrative, and the facts didn't matter. And I think we're seeing that with the coverage of this book. Again,
well, now they're all psychologists who can